Moving to the other focus of India Decides at 9 tonight. Sadly, this is tragic déjà vu as well. A few months ago, this happened to another baby, a little girl called Falak. India expressed outrage then. Today we mourn another baby, Afreen, just 3 months old. Look at this picture. It's of a healthy, wonderful baby. And then look at what happened to her. Beatings leading to bleeding in her brain, multiple dislocations in her neck, convulsions, bite marks all over her body. So again, India is outraged today. But until we take calm, long-term, sustained steps to reverse this longing for a boy, nothing will change.
The end came on Wednesday morning. Beaten, bitten and brutalized, baby Neha Afreen died after a cardiac arrest.
From the beginning, the baby was critical, but we tried our level best. At 10:30 this morning, the baby had a sudden cardiac arrest. We tried to resuscitate the baby with all drugs and cardiac massage and all the resuscitative measures. But in spite of all our measures, baby was declared dead at 11:10.
She had been in a partial coma for the last few days. Allegedly attacked by her own father, the infant came to the hospital bearing marks of unspeakable torture. There was swelling and bleeding in her brain, multiple dislocations in her neck, and bite marks over her body. Doctors had to treat her for multiple convulsions. The mother of the 3-month-old, little more than a child herself at just 19, is shattered.
She couldn't express because there was nobody next to her today, not even somebody who held her and said, "You can cry." When she was crying, they were telling, "Don't cry." And when I said, "Let her cry," she's a mother, she's lost her baby, she needs to cry.
The man accused of what is now murder, Afreen's father Umar Farooq, is in judicial custody. As many voices call for the most severe punishment for this monster father, police sources say he has not confessed to the fatal assault on his daughter. But the family says he deeply resented her birth, as he wanted a son. A battered wife herself, Reshma has been offered shelter and support from various agencies. The tragedy of baby Neha Afreen. Her 3-month-old body could not survive the battering it received for being born a baby girl. And the tragedy does not die with her. Her young 19-year-old mother, Reshma Banu, will have to continue to live with that pain. And thousands of baby girls around our country continue to be in mortal danger. With Nazir Sheikh, Maya Sharma in Bangalore for NDTV.
So it's not just about one baby and expressing outrage. Hanging the father won't actually solve the larger problem. What many people around the world call India's gendercide, the fact that an estimated 50 million baby girls, they say, are aborted female fetuses because of sex selection. In this case, the father acted after the baby was alive. Why isn't there the same widespread condemnation when female fetuses are killed in the womb? Joining me tonight on that and how, until India changes, will what happened to baby Afreen actually change? I'm joined by Shireen Vakil Miller, joining me tonight from Save the Children. I'm also joined by Pinky Virani, award-winning author of the book Bitter Chocolate, which talks of a different kind of abuse, but again, abuse of children. And why is it that, as I said, India's children seem to be, if they're mistreated by their parents, do not have the state to take care of them? Also joining me from Bangalore, Swati Ramanathan, co-founder of the citizens group Janagrah. Thank you all very much for joining me tonight. Shireen Miller, the various different aspects that really come up around one baby girl's death. In some way, her story has brought it alive for many, many other people who don't react with the same horror when we see these as inside stories on newspapers or as news stickers. What do you think was different about this, and how do we actually use the outrage to something constructive in making sure this doesn't happen again?
I think that, there's been probably a series of recently we've seen in the last month, from whether it was Falak who was brought to the hospital in a battered and abused state, to a young girl being abandoned recently in Noida and in Madhya Pradesh, and now this story of this child beaten by her father, which led to her death. And the whole issue around discrimination and violence against girls. I think probably it's been a series of things that has been highlighted by the media, and which has led to people standing up and taking notice. But again, there isn't enough being done, because I don't know what is happening, how much this is actually being investigated by the police. The fact that this baby's mother herself was subject to violence by the father and nothing was done about
Apparently
it.
the police told the family that give it one more try.
Exactly. So I think it's a kind of whole, I mean, girls are discriminated, as you were saying. There's huge issues of female feticide in India, from the moment before they're born till after they're born, from being a mother and then back into a girl. So I think there's a huge issue of violence against girls and women, but also lack of a system to protect children, so that they should be alert. They should have been alerted to the fact that even as the mother was facing violence, it was for sure that the girl would face violence as well.
Do you have the IndiTV Profit app? All the markets, all the news, and your own homemade, ready-made portfolio available there for you.
We will right now answer what you should sell, what you should buy when markets are down.
Download at inditvprofit.com/apps. Get the best app from the channel you trust.